solutions, lecture 11, which include 2.6.5 reverse osmosis and water purification. Now you see, here this particular lecture is depend on reverse osmosis. You already learned osmosis. What is meaning of osmosis? You just already learned in another, we can say, earlier topic. So here, the direction of osmosis can be reversed if a pressure larger than the osmotic pressure is applied to the solution side. That is, now the pure solvent flows out of the solution through the semi-permeable membrane. This phenomenon is called reverse osmosis. Now understand here, this is a fresh water, this is a salt water, this is a SPM, but here semi-permeable membrane is made up of different types of polymers, or those flows can be protected. So just you see, or say they are not, we can say that they are not, we can say that, used perfectly, and that's why semi-permeable membrane is used in different ways. Just we don't mention towards in particular next topic, but just you see, here salt water is there, they contain certain impurities, ions also, and here fresh water is there, here SPM, semi-permeable membrane is there, here pressure, atmospheric pressure is there. So what is meaning of osmosis? Just to understand once again, osmosis is nothing but, we can say that fresh water is converted into salt water. That means fresh water just passed through SPM and they are passed in a salt water. So here, what are the flow is increases. This flow is decreased by certain piston. At a time we can say that whatever the flow of water is there, solvent is there, it is not stop, but we increase pressure up to, we can say that, more than osmotic pressure. So here what happened? Solvent molecule pass from this SPM through salt water also. So salt water contain solute as well as solvent. So here solvent also passed, and that's why we obtain water outlet, which is a drinkable water, or which is, we can say that, water outlet. We are easily used it. Okay, just you see. According to above figure, reverse osmosis occurs when a pressure larger than the osmotic pressure is applied to the solution. When pressure more than osmotic pressure is applied, pure water is squeezed out of the seawater through the membrane. A variety of polymer, now you see, this SPM contains certain variety. Polymer membranes are available for this purpose. The pressure required for the reverse osmosis is quite high, and that's why whatever the flow is there, due to this flow, this SPM, they are not damaged, and due to that we have to take different types of polymer containing semi-permeable membrane. A workable membrane is a film of cellulose acetate. Remember, this is a very important, placed over a suitable support because it is permeable to water but not impurities and ions present in seawater. That means what? Here whatever the solvent is there, they are passed through this, but different types of impurities cannot pass because these holes or pores are very small. So just to see, present in, we can say, seawater. These days many countries use desalination plants to meet their potable water requirement. Potable means what? Drinkable water. Saline water contain different types of impurities which are not edible, or say we cannot drink, and this drink, whatever the desalination means what? Saline means what? It is a salt. This salt is removed. You already learned it in standard. So saline is nothing but whatever salt is removed, and that we are used in a, we can say that, potable water requirements, and this is nothing but reverse osmosis process, and this water purification carried out by this process. This process is very important. Many countries follow this method, and that's why we can say that this is a RO system. You already learned, you already shown in your daily life. In house also RO is there. Reverse osmosis process is also there. But they contain different types of properties. Here we have to draw attention towards only solution, that is a salt water and fresh water, and due to that certain, we can say that, we neglected certain another points. But here whatever the points are there, increasing pressure, we can say that pressure greater than osmotic pressure, and that's why we obtain solvent. And which is a solvent which is considered as water, and this water is drinkable. Next topic is in-text question and their example, which including lecture number 11. Continue. Okay, now your example in NCERT book, it is a given, it's a calculator actually. Just you listen very carefully. Here protein is given. In this protein, we can say W2. W2 is nothing but 2 stand for solute and 1 stand for solvent. Remember this one. Whatever the example is there, you have to remember solute stand for 2 and solvent stand for 1. So here W2 is equal to 1.26 gram. Pi is nothing but osmotic pressure. Remember symbol also. 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 pi. Volume is 200 centimeter cube. Centimeter cube is nothing but ml. So here 0.2 liter. Okay. T is equal to 300 Kelvin temperature. Suppose Celsius is given, you have to convert into Kelvin. Remember this one. R is equal to 0.083 liter bar per mole per Kelvin. This unit you have to remember. M2, that is the molecular mass of solute you have to find out. So here you have to remember one formula. Pi is equal to W2 RT divided by M2 into V. So here M2 is equal to what? If we make a formula making with respect to M2, at that time pi come at this position. So M2 is equal to W2 RT divided by pi V. Put all those values. Now you see it's a very easy. Now you have to just carry it out with the help of calculator. You have a calculator, you have a textbook, because just I write only given points. Whatever the sentence is there, you read out and pause this video and you try to solve it. So here M2 is equal to, put those values. So 1.26 into 0.083 into 300 divided by 2.57 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 0.200. If you calculate, you got 61.022 grams per mole, which is approximate. Maybe there is a variation occur, but not variation on in particular this decimal. Up to this decimal, no problem. Okay, so remember this one, 61.022 grams per mole is the correct answer. Now, in-text question, example number 2.11. Example number 2.11. So here, you read it in-text question, sentence very carefully, and just you identify W1 is equal to, we can say that 75 gram. Here W1 is equal to 75 gram. W2 is equal to, we can say that weight of solute we have to find out. So here you see, C6H8O6 is formula is given of ascorbic acid. So M2 is equal to 176 grams per mole. This calculation you already learned in 11th standard. Suppose molecular formula is given, and from that molecular formula you have to find out molecular mass. So what is the atomic mass of carbon? 12. Hydrogen 1 and oxygen 16. If you do this total at a time, you got 176 grams per mole. Delta TF is equal to 1.5 Kelvin is given. KF is equal to 3.9 Kelvin kilogram per mole, and W is question mark. So here you remember only one formula. Delta TF is equal to KF into M. M stands for molarity. So here delta TF is equal to KF into 1000 into W2 divided by M2 into W1. So W2, whatever the W2 come at this position. So M2 into W1 come at this position and KF into 1000 at this position. You know very well mathematical steps. Just you have to make a formula making with respect to W2. So W2 is equal to delta TF into M2 into W1 divided by KF into 1000. So just you see, W2 we have to calculate. So 1.5 into 176 into 75 divided by 3.9 into 1000. Put all those values and you got W2 is equal to 5.0769 grams, and that is the correct answer of ascorbic acid you have to take. Okay, now next one. Example number 2.9. Here urea and water is given. Urea act as a solute and water act as a solvent. So just you see, P10 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent, 23.8 millimeter at the Hg. T is equal to 298 Kelvin. W2 is equal to 50 gram. W1 is equal to 850 gram. M2 is equal to 60 grams per mole. M1 is equal to 18 grams per mole. Once again I remember certain points. 2 stands for solute and 1 stands for solvent. So there is a very easy calculation. So according to Ralso, if you know the formula, P10 minus P1 divided by P10 is equal to Chi2. But Chi2 is nothing but mole fraction of solute, and this is a qualitative properties because it depends on mole fraction of solutes, and that's why we can say that N2 divided by N1 plus N2. But you another formula we know that N2 is equal to what? W2 divided by M2. N1 is equal to what? W1 divided by M1. Put the value of P10 23.8 minus P1 divided by 23.8. Put all those values and calculate it. So you got P1 is equal to 23.40 mm of Hg. Relative lowering vapor pressure. Relative lowering vapor pressure is nothing but this P10 minus P1 divided by P10. That answer is nothing but 0.0. We can say that 173, 0.0173 octane, and that value is nothing but we can say that relative lowering vapor pressure. Okay, now example number 2.10. So here each and every example in text asked just like colligative properties. First related with we can say that delta TF, depression in freezing point. Second 2.9 relative lowering vapor pressure of solvent, and 2.10 including elevation in a boiling point. So here sucrose acts as a solute. So given delta TB is equal to TB minus TB0. Now remember what is TB? TB is a boiling point of solution and TB0 stands for boiling point of pure solvent. So here TB is given 100 degrees Celsius. You have to convert into Kelvin. So 373 Kelvin. TB0 is equal to 99.63 plus 273. So 372.63 Kelvin. So delta TB is equal to 373 minus 372.63 Kelvin. So is equal to 0.37 Kelvin. Here which thing is given? W1 stand for solvent. So W1 is equal to 500 gram. M2 is equal to 342 grams per mole, and that is nothing but molecular mass of C12H22O11. Remember this formula, C12H22 and O11. So here this particular formula you remember, or it is a given in your question paper, or say in your, we can say that whatever the questions. M2 is equal to 342 grams per mole. Kb is equal to 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. Remember this unit also. W2 question 1. You know this one, delta TB is equal to Kb into M. Kb is given. Kb is nothing but molar elevation constant. So here W2 is equal to, we can say that 0.37 into 342 into 500 divided by 0.52 into 1000. If you calculate it, 121.67 gram of sucrose is to be added. So weight of whatever the sucrose or solute is 121.67. Another example 2.12, which is a very easy. V is equal to 0.45 liter. Whatever ml is given, you have to convert in terms of liter. T is equal to 37 plus 273. So you get 310 Kelvin. N2 is nothing but W2 divided by M2, and this polymer is given 1 gram, which is dissolved in, we can say that M2 is 185,000. So this is the moles of polymer obtained. So pi is equal to N2 divided by V into RT. Put all those values, you got 31 Pascal. This pressure is nothing but osmotic pressure of particular polymer. And whatever the questions are asked from this, it's a very important. You have to remember certain formula and calculation with very carefully with the help of calculator, and sentence read very carefully. So here our topic in text questions and example number 2.11 is completed, and now we switch on towards next lecture number 12, which is your last topic of solution, abnormal molecular mass. Please make a note of this and correct it, and whatever the formula is there, you remember by your way. Thank you.